Good morning and welcome to the streets of Antigua here in Guatemala, where today we are hiking this. And I'm going to tell you everything you need to know in the most in-depth guide possible. But right now it's 7 AM and we are going to jump straight on our bus to get us to the starting point. Let's do this. Now there are many different companies you can do this tour with. Our tour is with Ascent, I think you say, I'll put it here. And it's a locally owned company, unlike a lot of the other ones. But they send you your pickup point and time depending on your company, so make sure to check that. But you'll see a load of people waiting for the bus. It's now 7:15, so it's a little late, but let's see how this goes. Okay, so it was a 1 hour bus journey and it was pretty windy roads, so make sure to take motion sickness tablets if you get motion sick from driving. And it was a pretty packed bus. And then we made it to the little starting point, which is actually the family's house. This is like a family-run company. They gave us a really nice breakfast to fuel us for the day, and then we had about an hour of renting poles and hats, and basically anything you need is available for rent. And then now we are preparing to go. So after only a quick 10-minute drive, we made it to the little base camp bit where you start from. There's a few shops still selling poles and there's a toilet, but you got to pay for everything now. And it's going to start to add up. Apparently the higher up you go, the more things cost, but we're on our way. It's got its sticks out already.
I'm just getting used to it.
Right, let's start. It is currently 10:47 AM. It took quite a while to get up here, to be fair. Like, by the time we stopped for breakfast and everyone got ready, so like 11. Okay, let's go. Stop number one was after just 28 minutes, but it's needed because the elevation is crazy. We've already done 1.4 kilometers and we've gained 200 meters, which is pretty mad. And it's challenging. A little bit out of breath, heart pounding, but once we've had the rest, we're ready to go. And we've had some snacks.
I want to eat them all now.
Eb doesn't know how to ration. So our first snack was coffee beans covered in dark chocolate from Guatemala, which apparently helps with altitude sickness as well. Oh my god, I'm really out of breath. We're about an hour in and it is pretty challenging. There's some really steep bits. Yeah, I can see why people don't vlog the whole thing. They just show at the top. And the views, you don't get many because you're just looking at the floor concentrating. How do you feel, Eb?
Okay, not great, but I think we've got this.
I don't think the altitude is playing much into it. I think it's just hard. Like, it's lots and lots of stairs, basically. And we got those coffee beans yesterday on our coffee ATV tour. So if you want to watch that, click up here. Still got to do the plugs while we're hiking. And subscribe. Stop number 2, we are an hour and 10 minutes in and we have done 3 kilometers with 400 meters elevation. Pretty mad. Like, you got to really push through these little sections to get to the break point. Once you get to the break, you're like, oh, okay, I'm all right. But when you're going, you just have to keep pacing yourself and keep going. Ground has been pretty smooth, to be fair. There's even like little steps. Apparently this is one of the nicer trails. With this local company, they said we've got access to this better park, so I think slightly more formed paths instead of just trenched up. But I'll check in with you at the next one. Stop number 3, 1 hour and 45 minutes, 4 kilometers, 580 elevation, and Skittles. It's getting pretty hard now. There's really not many flat bits. It's basically like your foot is like that the whole time. Okay, we're almost halfway up now. We're finally getting some really good views where the tree line actually opens up. Got about another 10 minutes until our lunch stop. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so we are halfway up and that is 2 hours and 20 minutes, 5.5 kilometers, 750 meters up. I think I'm feeling the altitude now. I'm starting to get a little bit of like a cloudy headache. Let's see what we got for lunch. It's really good. Did I mention it's really cold now? How are you feeling?
I actually feel better than I thought it would.
And we've got some stunning views now. We're like on this sort of flat bit. There is a couple of shops over there where you can buy stuff, and I saw someone even had a can of Corona beer, so you can buy stuff up here, but apparently it's expensive. It's like a whole little city up here. There's like loads of different tour groups all stopped for lunch at the same time, but it is freezing because it's open. We've had to layer up now, so I think we're about halfway. Okay, so we had stop 4 and I didn't film anything. We're now 880 meters up and I'm really feeling the altitude, to be honest. Every little hill is quite a struggle now. Starting to get a little bit of a headache, and even like back then I had pins and needles in my hand, so not going great, but just taking it nice and slow at the moment. But there's this epic fog rolling through. I think we're basically in the clouds now.
Just keeping Bradley motivated.
It's not motivated, I've got altitude sickness. We've completely lost the group and we are like the only ones out here.
Yeah, there's all fog so we can't see.
We're literally in a cloud. It's been straight for about 30 minutes now, which has really helped.
There's a break.
Oh.
I see the people.
Oh, thank God. It's just those hills, like your heart rate gets up and then your head's pounding.
And if you're slow and at the back, then by the time you get to the point where there's a break, they start setting off again. So you've got a pace curve.
They've gone. They've
I
stopped.
told you.
They had a break. We found a welcome sign and apparently we're only 10 minutes from base camp, so things are looking up. It's starting to rain. Looking down. Here I am really struggling, and then this is one of the board tour guys. Jordan 4s and 2 backpacks. These guys are built different. Now we actually did pay for a porter one way up the hill. It's an extra 300 and I'd say it's well worth it. By the time you get your food, an extra jacket and some night clothes, it really adds up. We've both got a small backpack with just snacks and water. But yeah, you're definitely going to end up filling another backpack. Don't be ashamed to get a porter. You need it. These guys are doing it all the time. And also, you're supporting them. So don't be ashamed. Get it done. We are so very close now. And Eb's holding my sticks for me to vlog. Well done. And some people actually didn't get a porter and they're struggling. And obviously it's too late once you've started. So yeah, just do it. Oh, it's raining. Oh no. We're literally in the clouds. Oh. We made it. The last 30 minutes is the hardest. It's all loose volcano dust. Wow. We've made it. This is where we're going to sleep tonight, in one of these. I'll show you.
Good job, my friend.
Thank you.
Now let's relax.
So we got ourselves into our cabin. It's 3:45 and at 4:30 we're going on an additional hike to Fuego, which is the one that actually erupts. Sometimes we're getting good views over here, but first of all I need to use the toilet before I show you our room. It's a toilet. When you pee or poo, it just goes straight down to the floor, but it's something. I mean, if you're sitting there, you're going to have a pretty epic view. Wow. But yeah, I can't say it's very nice and clean. Now, when we originally booked this tour, we tried to book a private cabin and they were like, yeah, it's fine, it's booked. And then we've got up here and they're like, there's so many people, everyone's got to share. Luckily we got on with a few people, so there's 4 of us in this little cabin. Should be fine, it's only like a 5-hour power nap. But down here we can see a couple of different camps. Let me try and show you. It's really hard, the clouds roll in and roll out so fast, so the view's there. There's another camp down there, another camp just there, and another one down there as well. But you can see this keeps coming. This is Fuego up here, and when it erupts we should see it from there.
¿Seguros? Sí. Ok, vamos a ir a ver lava entonces.
Okay, it's 4:30 and we are doing our Fuego hike. This was an additional 250 and it's about 3 hours long, and we're going up to that big thing that's exploding, so this is going to be fun. We've got to go down this dodgy bit. It's a bit slippery from all the loose rock, but I think it's going to be epic. We're going to see it at night Then we've got to get back here at night as well. This is pretty sketchy going down here. It's hard to go slow because it's pretty steep going down. We're heading down and then we'll head back up. We keep getting stopped as well because this guy keeps erupting in the distance. How are you feeling?
Good.
Oh.
My knee hurts.
Already?
Yeah.
And now we start to ascend all the way to the top of this hill. There is like hundreds of people doing the same thing and it's pretty intense. The sun is almost set. That is Acatenango, where we're sleeping tonight, somewhere over there. And Fuego is just there. That smoke is the volcano. This is killer. We're so close. It gets a lot more technical and rocky as you get closer to the top.
Hola, hola.
Okay, so you see all these people coming down here. Wait, where are they? Up there. That was us. Now we're at the bottom and we have to get up there. See all the people going through. Uh-oh. Okay, this is mental.
We're so close to it, it's like kind of concerning.
We are standing literally in front of an active volcano. Okay, so this is really, really hard to get up to Fuego, especially after a full day hiking, but you have to do it. You can't do the Acatenango hike and go only up the top of that, because that's quite, well, okay, sorry. Whoa! Okay, as I was saying, an hour and 45 minutes to get down and up here, and this is the most incredible view and the closest you will get to the volcano, so you have to. Our group isn't going as far as some others, but you still get sick views nonetheless. Down now, you can see all the camps lit up on Acatenango as we all descend Fuego. Good morning from what feels like the top of the world. We went to sleep about 11 PM in the end, and then we woke up at 5 o'clock. But we also woke up throughout the night. It was really loud, the volcano erupting, and not the most comfortable in here. But it's still worth it to get up here. I'm very tired. Some of the guys this morning went on the Acatenango hike up to the top of this hill, and we skipped it. If you wanted to do that, you had to get... Did that just erupt again?
Yeah.
If you wanted to do that, you had to get up at 3:30 AM, and we were pretty done after doing the Fuego hike. Yesterday we walked along this ridge here. Me personally, I'd rather do that at night time and see the big flames than wake up super early in the morning, so I think we did it the right way round, and if we did that this morning we would be dead. I still feel pretty now. Not so much the altitude, just how much we exercised yesterday. Yeah, this is a pretty hardcore trip. We're going to have breakfast and then we're going to start to make our way down, so let's see how that goes. But yeah, we had an insane sunrise just as we got up at like 5:30, and we're still seeing this volcano explode. You can't see the red in the day, but it's still, these big clouds coming out is still really impressive. Once we get back, we'll talk about the price and everything. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're like up in a mountain here, 1,000 meters of elevation. That's mad. Okay, we've started our descent. It was pretty slippery on the way down, but we're onto solid ground now. Got good pace going. Should be a lot easier than coming up. We are only 1 hour in, and we have made it back to where we had lunch yesterday. We've done another quick change out of our thermals because it's getting hotter and hotter as we come down. Super quick pace. We've done 3.5 kilometers already. Way easier going down, although it does bust your knees a little bit where you're like stamping on the floor. Let's do this final bit. I just grabbed a big bottle of Coke from one of these little stands, and it was only 30 quetzals as well, so pretty reasonable prices. So we did the hike.
Made it, we're alive.
Okay, so we're going to start with the company that we went with, which was Tuava. They just kept calling that out all the time. So a few people recommended this one because it is a locally run company by a like Guatemalan family, which is really good. And like you go to their house to start and they feed you like Guatemalan food, which is a really nice touch. The only issue with that
is that it was a little bit unorganised, and obviously all of the money that they're making, they're putting back into community, not back into the business, which I think you can notice in some areas. But yeah, I think that's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, but also it was all in Spanish. The main guy that lived at the house like introduced everything in English really well, and then the actual tour guide, porter guys that came with you couldn't speak any English, so it was quite challenging to actually know what was going on. We kind of had a brief at the beginning and it was all in Spanish, and then we were like, okay, guess we're going. Like,
yeah, there wasn't much information as well along the way of like how much elevation we've gained, how much more time there is until like the break, or how long we had at each break stop. Was it 5 minutes? Was it 15? Like, we didn't really know anything that was going on, so it was a bit tricky.
Yeah, like it wasn't really like a guided tour. Like they weren't like, oh, now we're at the base camp and this volcano is this big or whatever. But obviously we were there for just the insane views, which we definitely got.
Yeah, I think we were really lucky because some people we've seen online have gone, and I think only 2 days before it rained, and they got to the top and the clouds were still covering the volcano, and they even hiked up to the volcano and saw nothing. So
that is just complete luck, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we were so lucky. We actually picked the only 2 days that were sunny in that week somehow, by luck.
But that being said, basically to start with, it is the main hike from the very bottom all the way up to base camp, and then we did the additional Fuego hike, which is onto the actual active volcano. It was 550
quetzals
for the main hike and an additional 250
quetzals
for the Fuego hike. The main hike was extremely challenging on its own. Like, we've both got good fitness levels. We go to the gym a few times a week, but I struggled. Like, it was hard. I think a mixture of like the altitude, and it's just 1,000 meters of elevation, just like straight up.
Yeah, and there's breaks in between, but again, like, we didn't know when the breaks were coming, so we didn't know how much energy to put in to get to that point. And if you are sort of the last one in the group, then by the time you get to the break point, they start setting off again.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to sort of pace yourself, and we had a quick group. Like, the pace was like fast.
It was too fast. Like, we walk fast, we exercise, I can run a 10k in like an hour,
yeah,
which is like an all right pace. And everyone was like sprinting, and like we had a really mixed group.
Yeah, it was like a mix of ages.
There was
even kids. Yeah, a lot of the other tour companies I don't think let below 18s on their tours. But yeah, we had 2 kids that were probably like 8 and 6. They were really young.
Obviously, the main bit was us hiking up to the top of Fuego, which was just incredible. Like, the views and seeing it up close and the sounds was amazing.
Yeah, but obviously you've done the initial hike to base camp, which is like 4 to 6 hours depending on how quick your group is. We did it in 4 hours because our group was very quick. And then by the time you get to base camp, you literally have about 30-40 minutes to go to the toilet, drop your bags, and then you head straight for the active volcano,
which is then hiking down to then hike back up to Fuego.
And then you have to remember that you've got to do that route back. And also, if you do the active volcano, apparently as soon as you step foot on it, your insurance no longer counts, because technically, why would your insurance cover an active volcano? So keep that in mind. If you injure yourself up there, you're screwed.
And also, obviously, you go there for sunset, so it's dark on the way back. And I don't think a lot of people show this, but it's really hard. Like, you need your head torch, you need to be layered up and warm because it gets really cold. It's rocky and dodgy coming down, and then you have to do that push back up to base camp. It was a killer. By the time we got back, I think it was like 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, so some groups I've seen online like get back at like 11 p.m. and then that's when they have their dinner when they get back from Fuego. So you have to keep that in mind. Like, we took a lot of snacks and we actually ate every single one of them.
Yeah, take more snacks than you think you need.
Yeah, but like a mixture as well. We took like cookies, sweets, protein bars, like such a big mixture. And I think that helped because it gave us different types of energy that we needed along the way.
But in terms of food with Assuava, the food was incredible. Like, it was much different to these other tour companies that just give you pasta and burritos. It was really good, locally made Guatemalan food. Like, 10 out of 10 food, actually.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
Again, some of the other tours that we've seen, people got food poisoning from like chicken and stuff. And I can't think of anything worse than having food poisoning when you're stuck at base camp, like overnight.
Another thing to think of is when you get back from Fuego at like 9, 10, 11 p.m, you're then supposed to wake up at 3:30 a.m. to go to the summit of Acatenango, which is where your base camp is. We didn't do it. We skipped it. We woke up at 5:30. We definitely needed that extra sleep because...
Well, in the middle of the night, you could hear the eruptions and everyone got woken up at one point because our cabins literally shook from the sound of the eruptions. I thought we were going to die. I was like, it's going to hit us. No one knows. No one actually ended up getting out of bed to check how big that eruption was, but everyone woke up.
And a lot of people didn't actually make it to the summit of Acatenango that morning, even the people that did it. I think a lot of people said that it was very high altitude. People were like feeling sick and whatever, and like
they made it halfway and turned back.
And to be honest, the view you get from base camp, like some of these videos I'll put up here, is incredible. I don't think you even need to go higher. I'd say definitely push for Fuego that night and sleep longer in the morning instead of doing the other way around.
Yeah. The sunrise hike though is included in your price, so that's not an additional cost. So if you maybe didn't want to pay, then you could do that instead. But yeah, we woke up like super early, like you have no sleep.
The sleep was terrible. Like the huts are pretty decent, to be fair, like the bedding and stuff.
It was warm.
Yeah, it did get freezing cold. Like when you woke up, you have to like wear layers.
But we did book a private cabin, and we didn't actually get that, and we didn't find out until we got to base camp, and we had to share our tiny cabin with 2 other people, which was fine. Once you're up there and you're tired, it doesn't really matter, but there was very limited space, and obviously you're sharing with people that you don't know, so we did try and avoid that and wanted to pay the extra, but they overbooked basically.
I think it was an extra $650 to have your private cabin, but again, because it's a local company, this particular like whatever day we did it, every other company was sold out. This was the only one that we could get on the date that we wanted. So I think that kind of shows that they're just saying yes to as many people as they possibly could. Our group was massive.
Yeah, I think there was like 40.
Yeah, 40 people. And like, imagine 40 people of all different abilities spread out across such a long way of the hike.
Yeah, even the people that we shared the cabin with, they had booked onto a tour with a different company like months in advance. They were coming just to Guatemala particularly for this hike. And they actually cancelled the day before their hike and saying that they never received any information online and basically made up an excuse because they'd overbooked, so they kicked them off the tour, and they managed to book onto our tour literally that night at 10 p.m. and we left at 7 in the morning.
Yeah, so and also like even the communication on WhatsApp where I like booked it, I said like I want this and this and like whatever, and basically it's just whenever you turn up, you then ask for what you want. Even in the morning when you get all your poles and jackets and gloves and stuff, it's just like go and get it. It's not like, oh, you pre-booked this and it's all organised. But I'm guessing a lot of tours are like that.
Yeah, I've seen different on online, but ours was like, it's literally in the back of someone's house, and you get like a warm weather jacket included, so a big like puffer jacket, and they're all just lined up on a rail, and then you just go and grab whatever you can as quick as you can.
So it's
before
like
all the
first
good ones
come,
are gone.
first serve. Like,
And some of them weren't really winter weather jackets. Yeah, we had some questionable ones, but to be honest, the ones we got did keep us warm. And then you go and get your poles, and it's just a bit of a scramble. Like, they tell you you've got 20 minutes to get everything and get in the bus. It took an hour for everyone to scramble around and get what they needed.
Yeah, overall, obviously, it was one of the most amazing things I've ever done.
Yeah.
Like, I think you agree. It was extremely challenging, but worth it. I think, not to put people off, but like, if you aren't the most fit, you might not make it. Like, it's actually challenging.
Yeah, it's really, really hard. Like, and it's dangerous as well. Like, your heart rate goes up so quick.
My heart rate was like consistently, average for the whole day was 155 beats a minute.
Yeah.
That's mad. And then it was going up to like 170. That's when I had to like have a break.
Yeah. And all you're doing is walking.
Yeah,
It's
literally.
just because it's uphill and like the altitude. I've read comments online, like people have heart attacks going up it. Like, it's not like everyone makes it just a normal thing to do because you see it online, and everyone does it when they come to Antigua, but it's hardcore. Like,
Everyone makes it so casual, like, oh, it's just going on a hike, but it's hard.
It's hard.
There is options to do like a 4x4 that drives you up there, or get a horse up there, but again, I don't know, that doesn't feel like the right way to do it.
Fit, you should try do the hike for sure.
Yeah.
But there's other options if you can't do it.
I mean, we haven't done it with any other company, so we can't really compare, but I'd say this company were good, not amazing. Like, there's a lot of areas they could improve on, but maybe the other ones are the same. Yeah, that's our experience with them.
Yeah, it's nice to support local companies.
John.
I was going to say, they also have the local knowledge, so a lot of the tour groups were going really close to the volcano, like along the ridge, and our tour guide stopped us at a certain point, and when there was the big eruptions, you could see why. Like, we actually thought people were getting hit by the rocks and the lava that was coming out. They obviously didn't, but they were that close. It could have happened.
They said that they saw someone, or like on a previous group, someone's arm got taken off by a rock coming out of the volcano. So like, you can see in some of the clips, like, people are really close. That's where I wanted to be, but I guess these guys know, and they don't.
The safety distance that you need to be at.
Yeah, so listen to the tour guide. In terms of like going with a local company, when we got back, the main guy told us, and sort of, he said he's got the paperwork and stuff. He just donated to their local school, and we could see like building work going on at the local school. So it's really nice that you know that what the money you're paying is going directly back to not just that little family that run the hikes, but the local community around. So that's nice. Yeah,
he said in total they help like 25 families in the village are involved in the tours. So obviously going at different days, people driving the buses, cooking the food, washing the gear and whatever. So that's cool. Like, even though it wasn't like the most organised and whatever, it's nice to know.
And it's authentic, isn't it? It's like the real experience.
The real
thing. Definitely learn some Spanish if you're coming to Guatemala.
Everyone else knew it but us.
Yeah. Just a quick note on the Fuego hike, the 250 extra. If you get to base camp and decide that you don't want to do it, they refund you, and you pay that at the very beginning when you leave.
Some people did pay on the day as well. They didn't bother to pay before we left. So
we got back to Antigua about 12:30 p.m. And we went for McDonald's, which I can highly recommend because it was a really nice.
Yeah, the nicest McDonald's ever.
Yeah. And it's very rewarding after burning like 3,000 calories.
I've done a few TikToks on like what you needed to pack and like the day by day and break by break and all different things over on my channel. So if you want to see that, you can go over there.
But apart from that, thank you for joining us for this adventure. That was like a bucket list, once in a lifetime thing. And we're doing a lot of them on this trip. We're traveling for 6 months across Central South America, Australia, Vietnam, and the whole world, it feels like. So make sure to subscribe, and apart from that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in Guatemala tomorrow. Bye.